Hello everyone. Once again, welcome to Room 206 and that's welcome to 7,640 islands, 18 regions and over 1 million artworks, ancestral crafts and local stories that are yet to be told across the Philippines. At dahil Love Month ngayon, and actually ang February ay Art Month din, Art Appreciation Month. Let's talk about how our creative passions reveal our deep-set culture at saka roots. Yan. Kaya ang topic natin ay
Heart, how art reflects your culture and roots.
taray. So in this podcast, we are aiming to tackle 3 topics. One is, if I do something local, di ba? If I have a creative passion na lokal, meron ba tong patutunguhan on a global market, di ba? On a global setting? What does our art or literature have to say about us, di ba? As Filipinos?
Pag-usapan natin sa abot na makakaya natin.
Oo nga.
Hindi tayo anthropologists or humanities graduate, pero we're practicing. Yes.
Mga nagpapanggap.
Nagpapanggap.
How does our creative work stand in the global market? We're not talking about stand out, How does it stand? Anong
Global market
position niya? Diba?
Sige.
Kasi lahat lang pinag-uusapan. Punta ka sa labas. Mata mo yung mga schools, diba? Teaching in a global scale. O, diba? Lahat global ang gusto. Pasok ka sa isang kumpanya, we are a global company.
World domination.
World domination kagad. Pero tanong, ano ba ang posisyon natin? Diba? In the first place, yung art ng Filipino, yung literature natin as Filipinos, how does that sit in a global industry?
Shy away from the global scale first. Nung lumalaki ako, hindi naman din kasi, kumbaga hindi ako ganito ka cultural mindset. It's more of inculcated sa aming magkakapatid, more on the biblical scale. So, I'll talk in that language. Okay? Because I grew up in a pastoral family. Meron tayong tinatawag na yung The Great Commission, God's command for the Great Commission is to reach out first to your Jerusalem and then to your Judea and then to your Samaria. Jerusalem means this is the immediate community that you are part of. And kasi mas madali siyang abutin. Tapos, the other nations na katabi nun, shall follow. So, nandun ako sa part na, yung not to look too far to the global scale. And this is based on our experience. No? Growing, starting MAI, or even before starting MAI. Ako kasi, yun nga, again, I did not grow up in a very strong Filipino culture family. It's very colonized perspective and I don't blame my parents for that kasi yun din yung nakagisna nila. So, ang influences ko are classics like Mark Twain.
Ako Shania Twain yun.
Oh my gosh. That don't impress me much. Little Lord Fauntleroy. Tapos Adventures of Tintin nga ganun. So, walang pagka-Pilipino doon. Buti pa nga ikaw medyo yung exposure mo nasa...
laki upong.
Kahit si Levi.
Bugat baboy.
Wala akong alam sa mga ganyan. Paul Medina, hindi ko kilala yan. No? So, pero ngayon, it changed nga kasi with the perspective na hindi ka rin naman papansinin ng if you make something like ako, I used to do stories na ang bida is blonde and blue-eyed. Tapos ang pangalan niya is imported, no. So parang alam mo yun, yung napaka
Amoy balikbayan box.
Yung nga napaka-colonized ng perspective na my setting is in a foreign land and I'm not even experienced enough to talk about that foreign land, blonde and blue-eyed. The hell do I know about their genes? And I'm just looking from the outsider's perspective, the third person perspective. So hindi ko alam by heart kung ano yung character nitong ginagawa kong kwento. So, hindi siya, parang it didn't feel authentic.
Yeah.
Yun din yung sinasabi natin with our students, di ba? Kasi may mga nagsusulat din na ganyan, na may nagsulat about a rhubarb church.
Pie, something.
So,
sabi ko, alam mo ba ano yung tsura ng rhubarb? Ano lasa ng rhubarb? Nakatingin ka na ng rhubarb pie. Hindi daw. Ba't ka nagsusulat about Robert Pio?
So,
The point there kasi nga is that you first prioritize your Jerusalem, which is yung immediate market mo. That's also something I learned the retail champion. It's important na ma-identify mo sino yung primary audience mo, sino yung primary target market mo. Don't be like the typical everyday Filipino na hindi, may para sa lahat to. Pagbabago para sa lahat.
uy,
Walang ganun.
gusto yun ngayon
Itong product namin, para sa lahat to. Bata, matanda, may ngipin o wala. Para sa kanila to. Hindi, walang ganun. Unless you're very defined about who your audience is, about who you're serving, then you cannot actually serve anyone. Sabi nga, if you try to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one. So, in the same way din,
So that's the marketing perspective.
when we started Kawangis, we sat down, we took a look at it muna. Ano bang plano natin gawin with Kawangis? Where are we going with this? Diba? Kaya nga we decided na, teka, let's learn from our neighboring countries kasi successful na sila in the industry. Sa Pilipinas, we're still a developing country. So, tinignan namin yung mga successful. Like, for example, si Japan. Diba? You have the anime and the manga industry, and it's worldwide. It has been viral all over the world. We try to study them na, teka, pag gumagawa ba sila ng content, ang mindset ba nila is dapat makarating to sa ibang bansa? Hindi. When they make a content, ang first audience nila lagi is the locals. Yung kanila. And that's the time the other audience will take interest kasi it's intended for them. It's intended not for them but for this local market per se. Kaya when we first created our books, yung Mai, yung Incognito, Zona Zero, yung mga first few titles namin, when it first came out, they're all in the local language. It's in Filipino. And that's also the thing that we encourage the writers and the creatives that are approaching us and pitching their content. Na, para kanino ba to? If it's for the Filipinos, it should be in the Filipino language. Para sabihin nila, dapat English. Kasi para international na kagad. Why go international kung wala kang demand local? So, create the demand muna on the local market. Kasi only then will you have a demand in the international market. Kasi if yung locals mismo hindi interested sa gawa mo, how on earth will the international be interested with your work when they have their own local content? That's the same reason bakit tayo nagkaroon ng mga Pilipino, ba't tayo nagkaroon ng interest sa anime. Di ba? Kasi pag tinignan mo yung anime, it's very Japanese yung culture. Hindi nga tayo makaka-relate dun eh. Pero nilulunok ng mga Pilipino yung anime culture, di ba? Na parang yung iba nakakalimutan nilang Pilipino sila. Yung Korean culture, di ba? Yung American culture. Kasi we are entertained and at the same time, we are being educated by their culture. Kasi the ones who created it first for them. And then the rest of the world took interest. So we're taking the same path sa Kawangis. Our first priority is to create materials and contents for the Filipino and to capture the stories of the Filipino kasi madami tayo nun. Make it available for the rest of the Filipino. Sino unang magmamahal sa sarili nating gawa? Kundi tayo rin muna. It's already a proven fact. Kasi when we started creating this local content, we would have never thought in our wildest imagination na yung Mai and yung Incognito that are in Tagalog would actually sell well in Iloilo. And Iloilo is not Tagalog. And the same thing then when we went to when we attended a book fair in Davao, the Davaoenos are not predominantly Tagalog speakers. Bisaya ang nila, ang language nila. Our bestsellers are the Tagalog titles. Yung mga English namin halos hindi gumalaw. Bakit? Kasi there's that craving to learn more about our identity. And the best way you can learn about that, and the easiest way, is through comics. Ultimately, before you even try to think global, think muna, how can you serve the immediate community that you are in? Actually, the global market has their eyes towards the Southeast Asian region. Bakit? Nandito yung pinakamaraming colorful stories about our culture, not just Filipinos, but the Southeast Asian region in general. And they are curious to learn more about our culture, not from the lenses of the Western, but from the lenses of the local. So, ganun yung demand ngayon. And ganun yung nagiging trend in the international market.
Yeah, actually, merong ako inatanan na paper peer review discussion sa isang university sa Hong Kong. Ang title ng peer review is Decolonizing the Lexicon. Kasi so many terms for centuries, so many terms have been on the colonized perspective. So, nandun tayo sa phase, parang we have to speak in our own language, speak in our own culture. The culture that is not influenced by the Western counterparts. Tapos, diniscuss din nila doon yung many centuries. It's always been the Western stories that have been told. Even when you look at history, ang popular na parang firsts ng history, innovations, they're always from the Western side.
Yeah.
But do you know that there are actually Asian counterparts in innovation in medicine, innovation in culinary, printing
in the arts,
and all that. Even printing press, magtataka ka parang, although ito hindi ko sure, parang ang popular is the printing press started in Germany, pero parang even before that, there was a counterpart in China that's doing something similar.
In-outsource na nila yun.
So parang yung session na yun is clamoring Asians to actually rise up and make your stories known. Because for the longest time, it's the stories of we want to move on from the bad things that colonizers did before, but we need to have our stories told this time. Kasi we have stories that are far different from the stories that they have.
Probably may kinalaman din yun sa traditions and cultures natin as Asians. Maybe this is me speaking my mind. Don't quote me for this. If may nanonood na historian, please feel free to correct me. I feel kasi na the reason behind is we Southeast Asians are more inclined towards living at the moment rather than documenting things. Kaya nga
walang document.
And not aside from that fact is that we are mostly travelers. We are voyagers, so we tend to move around a lot. Since we move around a lot, carrying with you tons and tons of paper is definitely difficult.
We actually have our own way of documenting in the sense. Ang chismis nga doon, alam mo ba ang latest?
Ano mare?
Sinunog nga daw ng mga
mga
Espanyol, yung ating mga bamboo na documents. Paki-find out yung chismis.
If you have any idea on that one, please comment below. Share with us yung link. We want to learn also on that area. Another thing na napansin namin, given the opportunity na we were able to send our books to international fairs, and then later on biruan namin sana kami din makapunta, and then we did. We were able to actually join international book fairs, and that's where we were able to see firsthand ano ba talaga nangyayari in the international market, especially for the publishing and the arts.
It's different when you're there. Yung kasi syempre pinag-aralan namin for like on paper or we sat on peer discussions and all. Pero it's different pag nandun ka sa arena na yun. So
iba yung theoretical knowledge versus yung actual what's happening on the ground.
So we attended yung Frankfurt Book Messe. Salamat sa biyaya ng National Book Development Board at saka ng National Commission on Culture and Snacks.
Contrary to public knowledge, ito yung common. Ask anyone in the streets or people that who have never been in the international market. You can ask them. And more often than not, they would say that the international market wants stories that resonate in their language. Not just in their language, but in their culture as well. So parang dapat yung story mo medyo Americanized. Nandiyan yung kung ano yung kultura, ano yung practices nila. But contrary to that public knowledge, the international market actually doesn't want that. They want something that is nowhere near a Western culture.
Authentic.
If you can get as authentic and as to the roots of your own culture, That's the kind of story they're looking for. Kasi they don't want another book na pag binasa nila, parang librong sulat naman sa bansa nila. It's just that it's wearing a Filipino skin. It's not gonna spark any interest in them. What they want is stories that actually came from various places. So for us in the Philippines, in the archipelago, it's stories from the islands. Diba? So, from our places. Yung mga hometown stories. Kaya yung mga mabentang titles in the international market are the ones that are true to the Filipino roots. Not the ones that are westernized, kumbaga.
Well, actually, it's also serving kasi Filipinos in diaspora. Marami ng Pilipino sa iba-ibang bansa. So, parang lahat ng bansa may market for serving our countrymen in other areas of the world.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why then Maharlika Chronicles started.
Mm-hmm.
Ni Kuya Arthur.
Yeah.
May desire siya to tell our stories in our perspective. Kasi sabi niya, lahat ng resources na nababasa niya ay sinulat
Galing
ng
ng puti.
doon nga sa perspective ng mga colonizers, sinulat ng mga puti. Pero iba yung lente na meron tayo bilang tayo, yung roots natin. So it's told differently.
Yeah.
And that's important.
It's important, yes. Bottom line is local content, true to the roots, but in a global quality. So, yung quality ng pagkakaproduce, ng editing, ng printing, ng artwork, it has to appeal on a global market. But the actual content, the story itself, the illustration, the art style, it has to be as true and as close to the Filipino culture and the Filipino roots as possible.
Alam mo ba? Naalala...
Hindi!
Ay, alam mo ba?
Daming chismis ngayon, ha?
Hindi kasi, meron tayong instance, di ba, we've talked with a lot of other foreign publishers, no? Meron kasi mga artworks na gawa ng Pilipino, pero mukhang Japanese manga. And they actually say no to it.
Oo nga eh.
Kasi they want something Filipino, not a copycat of another culture.
If anything, actually, yun yung mahirap ibenta.
So,
kasi when they look at it, this is Japanese. No, it's Filipino. No, it's Japanese.
Oh.
So they automatically turn their backs on that. Parang, from what I understand through that experience is that if I want Japanese, I go to Japan. If I want something manhwa,
pero tama
I go to Korea.
Oo, kasi you can see the difference eh.
Oo, may difference talaga yung
Taiwan
art style.
manhwa are made, Chinese manhwa are made, Korean. They're different eh. Pati Japan, they're different from Japanese. So, what makes our comics different? They can also tell.
They can tell. Although, they would generalize everything that's in the Southeast Asia as manga. Anything nagawa basta Southeast Asia, hindi pala Southeast Asia, basta galing Asia, whether that's South, East, Central, basta galing Asia, it's all categorized as manga, regardless of the art style. Okay? Pero, they can tell if it's Filipino or not. And that is really important. That really helps to know why they will love your work is because you first love yung style mo.
So, ano ang leverage natin bilang Pilipino? This is to encourage creatives out there who may be listening. Ano naman leverage natin bilang Pilipino? Okay, there's a demand for stories of the islands. Even the Western countries are interested with that. Pero parang ano yung leverage natin bilang Pilipino per se?
What makes us different?
Oo, alam mo ba? Kasi ganito yan. Tayong mga Pilipino, magaling talaga tayo magkwento. And we have gone...
Yan, ang dami nating marites eh.
We have gone through the neighboring countries and they said Filipinos are storytellers.
Yes.
At kung Pilipino ka, itaas mo ang bandera mo, marites ka.
Yung mga marites na yan, i-document yan.
Gawin mo namang gawin mong sa kagaganda at ikabubuti ang pagiging maritesyos mo.
Pero to springboard on that, totoo yun. We were able to talk to some
our cousins from the other
countries.
countries.
Our cousins from the Southeast Asian countries na mga din, comic creators din sila. And they said when they visit the Philippines, naiinggit sila and nai-inspire at the same time. Naiinggit in a sense na they have artists in their country They're really good artists. Magaling mag-illustrate. But they don't have really good storytellers. Yung mga stories na meron sila, it's not that compelling. Yung sa atin, walang tapon. In a sense, kung in a Filipino term, walang tapon. Any book, whether Ashcan yan, indie published yan, or dumaan sa isang publisher, when they pick it up, they're amazed of the storytelling, the sequencing, the events, the content itself. Sabi nila, ang gagaling daw. And it's inspiring them na we need to dig more on what kind of stories are we telling. Kasi the art style is there, but they are really struggling in terms of telling a story. So sabi ko, yun yung parang nakaka-uplift naman on our end. Despite the fact na we think napakaliit ng publishing industry, I mean, we're competing against international brands, di ba? International comics, international materials that are all coming in the Philippines. Tapos sabayan mo pa ng colonial mindset ng Pilipino. Diba? Ang hirap lumaban.
Yung laging mas maganda yung imported kaysa
sa gawa sa US to, maganda to. Diba? Ay,
kaya lagi
made in Marikina, pangit yan. Diba?
Sobrang Latina.
Oo.
Bakit laging bakit laging ang reference is foreign?
Oo.
Parang nakakalungkot din isipin naman. Pero may tanong din ako na bakit kaya magandang leverage natin yung storytelling natin. Bakit magaling tayo magkwento? Naisip mo ba?
Wow, magandang tanong yan I'm expecting may sagot ka dyan.
May sagot ako.
Kasi wala akong sasagot dyan. Hindi ako nag-prepare for that question. Thank you.
Meron tayong former intern na wala silang TV, radyo lang ang meron. Ayan.
Okay.
Wala rin silang internet. She came from the literal islands in the north. And ang kalaro nila mga balyena. So, alam mo yun, at saka kung walang mga balyena, meron siya mga libro. And doon nagdawn sa akin na I think the reason why we are storytellers is because wala tayo ng mga comfortable scenarios that will make us lazy enough not to think of creativity.
Yes.
So, creativity is our outlet as bilang mga salat sa buhay. It's our coping mechanism to survive. Kaya talaga na-develop siya ng gusto. Because in these circumstances, creativities are, yun nga, yung parang fuel to move on in life.
Hindi yan toxic positivity,
Hindi, totoo yun.
Totoo yun. Yun yung natawag na survivalist.
Kasi na the other countries have it comfortable. Hindi nila naiisip yung mga ganong survival coping. They always have something. They're not in survival.
Kaya nga, I believe na in the farther regions ng Philippines, there are really wonderful stories out there and art styles and crafts na are yet to be captured, discovered, documented, and importantly, shared with the rest of the country. Kasi if we can get to learn more about brothers and sisters inside our own country, we get to have better appreciation rather than the usual stigma lang na meron tayo na pag galing sa ganitong probinsya, ganyan pag-aali niyan. Diba? Huwag ganun, di ba? Let's be more uplifting of one another. Speaking of art, may napansin ka, di ba, na what makes Filipino art different from the Western?
Yung na-observe ko, actually hindi, prior to going to Germany, may napanood din ako na salamat Ate Marion Descalar for leading me to a session with Marian Pastor Roses. Isa siyang curator. They talked about yung ancient gold natin, pre-colonial.
Okay.
Gold and tattoo, ganyan. So we went to Germany. European architecture is very prominent in the houses, in the buildings. Makikita mo lahat gargoyles and
very intricate yung mga designs.
Sobrang parang iisipin mo magkano kaya yung binuhos nila para dun sa mga
ganda-ganda ng art style tapos padlock lang pala yung mga ganon. Tapos
sobrang Renaissance stuff. Sorry, hindi ako humanities professor to know the terms. Pero parang yun nga yung sinabi ni Marian Pastor Roses na kung titignan mo yung European artworks, they're all in the buildings. Pero when you look at Asian art, you can see them in the bodies, in the tattoo, in the teeth, even in...
It's in the person.
Yes, it's in the person.
Oo.
Even in yung wardrobe na sinusuot, yung mga hibla, mga alahas na yan, lahat ay nandun sa tao niyan. So makikita mo na yung difference is parang mas ina-uphold nating mga taga-Asia yung beautifying ourselves than beautifying the
Surroundings.
our surroundings.
Kaya pala pare-pare si tsura ng mga bahay sa Capella.
Ano ba? Yung mga bahay dito, simplehan lang, bahay kubo. May design siya pero hindi siya overly decorated like how you see
as
European
compared
structure.
sa attention to detail natin when pag tinignan mo yung hobby,
tattoo.
diba? Pag tinignan mo yung mga tattoo. Kasi hindi pwede, yun, lalo na yung mga tattoo ng mga batik. Hindi siya basta-basta eh. May kwento siya eh. So, kumbaga, again, it's part of storytelling. Even yung batik, yung mga clothes na hinabi, meron din siyang kwento at hindi basta-basta kung sino lang pwede magsuot ng ganitong klase ng pattern. It reflects a certain status symbol. It reflects a certain achievement. So, kumbaga, parang our body, the way we carry ourselves as Filipinos, is already the story. And that's what makes us a lot different from the Western.
Actually, may kwento rin yung kanila, pero yun nga parang iba yung focus natin. And I like the fact na we focus on us, the humans,
On the people.
Oo, we focus on ourselves. Kasi palagay ko, mas important yung living
Living
creatures than architecture. So, I like that fact about us. Baka it resonates natin.
And I think it's something that we also have carried over even up to the present time. And even through the stories that we are telling. May isang magandang naging topic na conversation led by Sir Sarge Lacuesta, and then may conversation between Sir Ambeth at saka kay si
Sir
Butch Dalisay na how Rizal's story and Rizal's burning passion for the Filipinos, for the Filipino culture, Filipino language. I mean, even for someone who grew up in a family ng elitist and then, purely speaking Spanish, eventually shifted and mas hina-highlight niya yung love for our own, diba? Our own language.
Despite the fact na siya mismo ay nasa ibang bansa.
Despite na nasa ibang bansa siya. So when they were having that discussion, I came to a realization there na ang ganda na sinabi nila how Rizal's work has greatly influenced us as Filipinos and without us even realizing it. Because of that influence, because of the literature that we have been reading, a lot of the fiction stories, maybe even non-fiction stories in the Philippines, majority of them starts off with the homecoming. Diba? Yung ganun yung kwento na parang it starts with someone coming home.
Yeah. Like si Crisostomo Ibarra, yung opening chapters or opening scenes ng Noli Me Tangere.
Yung coming home, and then that's where the story started, flowing through, and without us even realizing. Lately, yun yung naging lenses ko when I'm reading a new story na parang, parang, ito na naman, nag-start yung story sa umuwi. Or umuwi sa probinsya, or basta umuwi. Diba? And then that's where the story, kasi na-realize ni Faye na yun din yung kanya, parang umuwi.
Since ng incognito.
And ako naman, since I'm dahil mas na-influensyahan ako ng mga Filipino folklores and legends, the story starts from going out. Voyagers. Kasi nga, our ancestors were voyagers. We're always going out. We're going places, discovering new places, reaching new heights, di ba? So, doon din nagsastart. So, it kind of reflects kung ano yung kultura natin, ano yung pagkatao natin. And that's where the roots are coming from. So, that's what our art is saying about who we are as Filipino.
Whatever output we have, it always says something about our ancestry, our DNA, our roots. Actually, even yung mga Hapon, marami na silang mga pinagsusulat ngayon na not really Japanese, pero you can see bits and pieces of Japanese in the writings. Halimbawa, di ba, merong Kingdom, merong Apothecary Diaries. Pero you can still see bits and pieces. Even if it's Chinese, the story is Chinese setting, you can see bits and pieces of Japanese there. Even Full Metal Alchemist na meron European yung...
Oh, they adapted it. They took the story, pero they translated it into the local language, not the other way around. Hindi yung kumuha ka ng local story, tin-translate mo into a foreign language,
At saka
foreign setting.
At saka may still part ng Japanese culture that shows even in that kind of setting.
Na most likely hindi naman nila ginagawa yun sa China.
Kasi
pero
Japanese yung writer. Yun yung origin. So, tayo rin, parang when we write something like fantasy or what, our origins will always show there.
Should also. Some of us unintentionally nagre-reflect siya, especially if you have a very strong grounding ng roots mo in your nationality. But for those who are not, I think that we need to develop that kind of awareness for the love of our own.
Let's celebrate our own.
Let's celebrate our own identity. Kasi otherwise, if you don't have your own identity, you'll end up embracing everyone else's identity. And at the end of the day, you're confused of who you really are. Diba? Kasi in the first place, hindi grounded yung identity mo.
Meron kaming mga na-encounter din before na, alam mo yun, yung how will you move forward with your passion. Okay, you're passionate in telling your stories, pero it's one thing to start it and to pursue it, but it's another thing to fill in a need kasi nagkakaroon ng purpose yung passion mo. Mm-hmm. So, mas nagkakaroon ng longevity or ng purpose for life yung passion mo. So, it's important to meet the purpose of your passion. Hindi yung passion lang siya tapos parang ikaw lang yung sinuserve nun. It's okay, some people do that for self-improvement and all, pero hindi kaya mas maganda if you're doing something that will also serve the need of others. Mm-hmm. And that is the need that we have right now to make our stories known. So hopefully you'll be able to pursue that passion project with a purpose.
Yeah, springboarding from that, yung kanina nabanggit ko din, di ba, na from the retail champion, identify your primary target audience or target market because that's the people that you're serving and they will feel your love for them and they will love you for that. Diba? And don't try to serve everyone. The nice thing about it kasi, if you have a specific target audience that you're talking to, yung mga katabing bracket niya, gusto rin nila nung kung ano man yung meron yung target audience. So eventually, mahahagip mo din sila. The same thing then, when you create for the Filipino, you write something in whatever language, if you're writing it for a specific group of Filipino people, the neighboring countries, the Southeast Asia, will have an interest with that as well. Kasi it kind of resonates to them. And the Western countries might also have an interest with that. Kasi they're wondering, why are you guys interested with this? So, yun yung point doon. Instead of trying to interest everyone, focus on a small group of niche market mo. Kasi that makes your product, your story, your art more targeted. Diba? And more effective kesa lahat tinatry mo, lahat ginagawa mo. You end up not being appreciated, you are frustrated, and you feel like nobody loves your work, nobody loves your creation. Diba? Wala pa mapansin sa akin.
Hindi siya targeted.
Kasi hindi siya targeted.
Hopefully, whatever we talked about here, we'll be able to inspire you to move forward with the stories, our stories, no? The stories of the island, or the stories that resonate with you, that comes from your roots, from your blood, from your DNA. And not from something that you've read from a foreign book. There's actually a need for that. And I hope you find it in your heart to be part of fulfilling that need.
Mm-hmm. Filling the gap.
Filling the gap.
And with that, we end our podcast. And we would like to thank you everyone for continually following us in Room 206. And sana may natutunan na naman kayong bago sa ating usapan at kwentuhan today. By the way, this t-shirt is Wear Your Bayani t-shirt created by Faye. Available to sa ating sa Kawangi Shopee tsaka Lazada stores.
Please catch us this upcoming March 13 to 16 sa Philippine Book Festival. Ito ay magaganap sa Mega Trade Halls sa Mega Mall. Doon kami. At saka sa Comic Con sa Bayanihan Center, March 15.
Back to back.
Back to back.
Back to back.
March 31 to April 4 sa
Lilipadan din na.
lilipad ang aming team sa Bologna Children's Book Fair. Ito ay sa generosity ng National Book Development Board.
And the organizers of Bologna Book Festival.
So magkakaroon ng sariling booth ang Kawangis. Abangan niyo po yung mga updates namin dyan. If you're in Bologna or in Italy,
Or in Europe.
baka you can drop by po and say hi.
And if you want to help support continuing this podcast and so that we can hire more people to help us out. Yeah. We have our Patreon links below. Be part of the team that are supporting this this podcast and this skill sharing, kumbaga.